Well, thank you all for coming. This is Integrated Day, Consensus 2024. I swam here from California. Took me about 72 days to get here by boat, by plane, and by sea. And now here we are. I'm here with one of the greatest builders, man. Mathieu, how you feeling?
Feeling great. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
No, of course. Thank you for being here. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, I think our industry gets somewhat of a, not the best rap, right? Like a lot of people, they see from an outside angle, a lot of the grifts and scams get a lot of attention. And I think that's something that a lot of us are trying to solve for. As a builder and as a founder, when you joined this industry, what was it about Web3 and about blockchain that spoke to you and made you want to stay and what made you want to build your company here?
Right. I mean, I came from, so I was working at Facebook back then. And what we saw, I think, with my colleagues is just the quality of the tech that could be built,
Yeah.
and the opportunity to remove middlemen and just distribute the value differently and more favorably to users of a financial system. So really interested from the beginning in the potential of the technology, because I really believe blockchain protocols are this amazing piece of technology that we haven't completely seen the full potential of at this point.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So if you, all right, taking a step back, you're talking to somebody who has no technical background. They're just a user of the internet, right? They're just a user of technology. How would you express to them your excitement for them to start beginning this journey for themselves?
Okay. I think, so the way I like to see, maybe that's biased because that's what Linera is about, but I like to think that we're building like a new kind of web where users have more powers. So think about like right now you have a little bit of security, and we're building a massive security system. Like blockchain is all about like security, and that's kind of the superpower it's bringing. Right. And so right now, like when I started, when I was a PhD student, there was only one or two security protocols out there. There was like the HTTPS, and I was explaining to my family, hey, I work on this kind of protocol. It's like the padlock in the browser, and that was it, And now, like with blockchain, you can see there are like security. Everything is a giant security protocol. It's really fascinating, and so now, like, except so it's way more than just like securing a communication channel. We're really looking at creating the proper incentives in new ecosystems. We're looking at empowering the browsers, like adding new features that are missing to the browsers. Like, so browsers are more and more like, so right now people are using passwords. Then people are starting to create those password managers or passkeys, like, but we want to go so much further, right? With our like those like very smart wallets that are going to be built, that users are going to be able to leverage to interact with blockchains, hopefully without really understanding much about blockchain.
Right.
They will have to understand who created like from the reputation, like who created the software, but then they will be able to interact with all those systems directly, securely, and will, data privacy also is going to be big.
Right.
And of course blockchain. No, everybody is also excited about how blockchain can help kind of fixing some of the AI, some of the concerns about AI.
Right.
And we're also looking at Linera. Mm-hmm.
So let's take a step back into that, because I think that's really interesting, right? The center of this thesis is around security. And I think a lot of people, when they think about crypto, like I was saying at the beginning, is like there are issues around security with it, right? Because there's all these hacks, there's all these scams.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think we get it out to the public that this is a more safe environment, and how do we make it more safe for them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, ideally, the community would put in place some reputation systems.
Right.
That's a hard problem. Like, how do you manage social interactions on the internet, it's been a hard problem since the very beginning of internet. In Web 2, centralized social networks, they have to spend a huge effort like policing their network, policing the content, and it's excruciating. It's actually not fun at all as a job if you're the one like reviewing videos in this industry, and it's never enough. And so if we could come up with a system of incentives and have like just with the proper incentives, this kind of reputation system be put in place for why not for content, but for software creation, and then in the process creating incentives for and a business model for content creators and software creators.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Now I'm going to take it at a different angle here. As a founder and as a builder, what are some words of wisdom that you've received that have impacted your career and kind of helped you? Obviously, the road of building is very difficult, has a lot of peaks and valleys. What are some words of wisdom that you've gotten in your career that have helped you and kept you motivated?
As a founder?
As a founder, as a man.
Yeah, man. I've already been passionate about the tech and this industry and the software industry. And so always wanted to just go out there and try to create something, and you have all the greats to inspire you. Some of the books out there to also warn you and help you, navigate when the struggle happens, as some people say. And it's been a fantastic journey. I think I should have done it sooner. I think.
Awesome. I love that. If you could give words of motivation or inspiration to anyone at any part of life, take this question however angle you want to take it. If you want to speak to it, just a regular human, if you want to speak to the founder or the builder, what would you say to motivate people out there?
It's always about the meaning you put into things, right? And so it's important to choose a project that you care about, and you're gonna spend a lot of time on it. And so it needs to really resonate with what you're passionate about as an individual, and then I think that's the most important thing, because there are like some moments of doubt. So like, oh, I should have, I don't know, stayed in a big company or
right.
So but then you think about like what is that you're really building and trying to bring to the world, and that's really, I think, where the motivation comes from.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. You're the man.
All right.
So grateful.